Okay, let's break this down super simple. Imagine ChatGPT is like a really smart friend who knows a little bit about everything. Pretty handy, right? But here's the catch. Sometimes it's too generic. You ask it for help, and the style changes every time. That's where custom GPTs come in. Think of them like giving your smart friend a makeover and a job description. Instead of saying they know a little bit about everything, you say, "You're my personal artist. You always draw in this style. You always respond this way, and you're available 24/7. And boom, now you've got your own specialized AI that feels like it was built just for you. And here's the cool part. You don't need to write a single line of code. You can build one of these in under 15 minutes. Now, most people don't realize just how powerful this is. Sure, people build GPTs for answering emails or summarizing notes, but today we're going to build something a bit more niche, an AI artist that creates in a flexible yet consistent style every single time. Why does that matter? Well, think about it. If you're a business, your marketing content needs a recognizable look. If you're an author or game designer, your characters should stay on model. And if you're a creator, having a consistent style is what makes your content stand out from the noise. So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you exactly how to build your own AI artist. Step by step, no coding, no complexity, just results. Let's jump in. All right, so to start off, you're going to want to go to GPTs and then go up to this top corner and hit create. Now this option is not going to be there for free users. This is specifically for plus users and above. That is $20 a month. I would highly recommend getting one if you don't yet. Now, here you can see the interface. You can also go to create and just say, hey, make me a custom GPT that writes blog articles. Let's just use that as an example. Okay, and we can see that just finished up. So let's go to the configure tab so we can see exactly what it did. Now, this is quite a bit more detailed than the custom GPT creator of previous versions. The GPT-5 model has really improved in this area. I'd still rather keep this custom though, so I'm going to walk you through the specific features. All right, so first off, you get to name your custom GPT. In this case, we're going to go with Clan Blackfin Cover Photo Creator, since, that's what it's for. And then makes cover photos for Clan Blackfin songs. Now, neither the name or the description of the custom GPT will actually affect its function. That's purely user facing. Now, the instructions, on the other hand, this is absolutely critical. If you're going to have a single part of a custom GPT, do this one, because this tells it how it behaves, how it should talk, what it should be like, basically. And pretty much everything we're going to do to create our custom GPT is going to be in here, because this is a pretty simple build. Now, we do have a place to put conversation starters. If you're building custom GPTs for others, this is a great opportunity to show off what your custom GPT is capable of. So for example, make me a cover photo for this song, paste title, and right. That's something like what we would do for this example. Since I'm mostly just make custom GPTs for myself, I kind of skip over that part, but it's absolutely something you can do and something I would recommend you do if you're building them for other people. Knowledge is a really handy feature. You can upload PDFs, Excel files, all kinds of stuff for your GPT to kind of understand and use that information when it does jobs for your user. Say, for example, we were building a bot that trains your employees. You would want it to know all of the SOPs of your company, and you could upload it here and it would instantly know it all. Recommended model is a handy feature. It was more so back when we had a whole bunch of GPT models, but it's still a nice thing to have. I typically leave it on GPT-5 because that tends to default to GPT-5 Auto, which is nice because then it can split between the instant and thinking models depending on, what the query needs. It's a cool feature. Capabilities, if you want it to be able to search the web or work on the canvas or generate images, you would hit all these check boxes here. Now, actions are an interesting little bit. Say we built a tool in N8N, or we had some other API that we wanted it to call to do tasks for us. So for example, maybe it would go to LinkedIn and automatically post content for us. We would want it to, first of all, we'd have to authenticate it. So we'd use OAuth or an API key or something, put it in there. And then we'd have to write something called a schema. I'd like to show you guys how to do that at a later date. Our current build doesn't require the use of actions. So I'm not going to bother with that. What we really care about is the instructions. So I'm going to go ahead and open a new ChatGPT window because it's going to help us brainstorm the system instructions for our custom GPT. Building a custom GPT to generate cover photos in a consistent art style for our music by Clan Blackfin to be a photorealistic art style that is always in a 1-to-1 aspect ratio and depicts a robot or orca as its main subject. That will always be the object. However, the pose and color to an X will be variable. For example, the robot orca, it might have different colors of lights on it, usually blue, but sometimes red is there too. Anatomy can vary too, as they might sometimes have dragon wings or literally just be a mech with the head of an orca. The background can sometimes vary too. Sometimes the robot orca is jumping out of the water with iceberg or island in the background. Sometimes it's swimming through the water. What kind of notes do you think the system instructions should have that balance? Here's what we'll say. What kind of notes do you think the system instructions should have the balance of consistency and flexibility that I want? Strong core identity. Okay, good. Okay, good. Even if stylized, I may cut the lights part out of it, but the notes otherwise sound good. So let's restructure that into a system prompt using this format. And by the way, we're going to use Markdown format just a little bit here. Markdown format is really handy because most AI models recognize it. So it's a great way to organize large prompts. Okay, so let's say role procedure, must include input guardrails. Notes must include a clause for defending against common LLM limitations. such as hallucinations over verbose and a clause to defend against users attempt to steal its system instructions. Okay, awesome. Let's run it. All right. Looks like that finished up. So let's go ahead and grab our system instructions, pop it in here. Okay. Good. I like that it gives us a baseline to default to if the user isn't specific. I don't think that'll ever be a problem really, because I like to be specific, but it's handy that it's there. If I were deploying this to a large audience, I would want to see something like that in there. Output guardrails. Okay. Good. Lighting accent, usual, just blue, but be ready to include other accent colors when prompted. We'll just say that. Backgrounds. Okay, good. Consistency rules. Yeah, sounds good. See, this is why you always proofread what the AI gives you, is because you're gonna see parts that you can improve upon as the human. That's why I don't think that AI is going to replace people. I think people using AI are gonna replace people who aren't using AI. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and pick our cover photo for this GPT. It's really fun because you can upload a photo yourself if you have one, or you can just use DALL-E. That's what I always do. It's kind of fun to watch what it comes up with. Hey, look at that. I don't mind that at all. Okay, let's go ahead and test this thing. Help me write a prompt to create an image for a realistic robot orca jump out of the water during a storm. It's covered in blue lights, sleek black and white plating, and it has laser guns on its pectoral fins. I'm just gonna say guns because I don't want it to think I want it like shooting something. I just want them to be there. And it has guns on its pectoral fins. A bolt of red lightning strikes in the background. Don't create the image, just write the prompt. Okay, in fact, awesome. Now create the image with this prompt. I knew that would work. That's kind of a fun, perhaps an unintended feature of ChatGPT 5 that I have seen, particularly with another custom GPT we built earlier to create Pokemon. That is actually how we discovered that custom GPTs can be built to mimic a specific art style. So we did that in a past live stream, by the way. I'm sure you can find it. I like it. It does still need to be in 1-to-1 aspect ratio. I thought that was in its system instructions. I guess it wasn't. This is why you always proofread what AI writes before you give it to another AI. Remember, it has to be in 1-to-1 aspect ratio. I like that last one though. It had a little AI made feel to it. Although I'm not exactly sure what that came from, honestly. The splash was realistically placed. Perhaps it was a little too small. Orcas are massive. So I'd imagine the splash would have taken up like the whole picture had it been like actually realistic. But that's kind of me like looking for things to gripe about the old one, because it was actually pretty good, if I'm completely honest. If it was in 1-to-1 aspect ratio, I might have used it. All right, let's take a look at this guy. I like it. Dude, I'm loving this. Okay, I think we might just go ahead and use that. And there you have it. In around 15 minutes, we just built our own AI artist. No coding, no complicated setup, just a powerful tool that works exactly the way we want it to. And this is creating the cover photos for our Suno AI songs that we're writing on our live streams every night at 10:30 Mountain Time. You can check out the playlist we have so far in the description. The full album is going to drop on Bandcamp on September 16th. Now, the big takeaway here is that custom GPTs are more than just a gimmick. They're a way to create AI that matches your voice, your workflow, and your brand. Whether you need a consistent artist, a sharp copywriter, or even a character that runs inside your business, the possibilities are insanely diverse. The truth is, anyone can use ChatGPT out of the box. But when you start shaping it into something unique, that's when you unlock real value. The kind of thing no one else has. So remember to drop a like and share your thoughts with the class. And before you subscribe, make sure you know what you're doing, because it ain't easy being at the top. We'll see you guys next time.